Well, Tulsi Gabbard is full steam ahead after she announced her exit out of the Democratic Party. The former Democrat Congresswoman has taken to her Twitter page to endorse a Republican candidate, despite the fact that she never said she was joining the Republican Party. Ms Gabbard has officially endorsed Kari Lake for the governor of Arizona. She tweeted, "For too long, establishment leaders from both parties have sought to enrich themselves, play games and build up their power while ignoring and even enabling the suffering of millions of hardworking Americans. Kari Lake is a leader who puts people first, is fighting for border security, energy independence, public safety and other policies that actually make life better and more affordable for the American people. Kari Lake isn't afraid to call out the warmongering elitist cabal of permanent Washington and the military-industrial complex and their propagandists in the mainstream media. I look forward to supporting Kari Lake ahead of these critical midterm elections." That's an interesting candidate to endorse as one of her big moves since announcing that she is no longer a member of the Democrat Party. Kari Lake is the Republican nomination for governor in Arizona, and she is considered to be ultra-MAGA, especially as she was endorsed by former President Donald Trump. She will face off on November 8 against Democratic candidate Katie Hobbs, who was already Arizona's Secretary of State. Considering Tulsi Gabbard has only just left the Democratic Party, it looks like she's going from 0 to 100 with that endorsement. Former Wyoming Representative Liz Cheney, who is still a member of the Republican Party, has even warned voters in Arizona to not back Kari Lake, labelling her a threat to democracy. Last week, Tulsi Gabbard savaged her own party when she made her exit announcement on Twitter. Take a listen.
"I can no longer remain in today's Democratic Party that's under the complete control of an elitist cabal of warmongers who are driven by cowardly wokeness, who divide us by racializing every issue and stoking anti-white racism, who actively work to undermine our God-given freedoms that are enshrined in our Constitution, who are hostile to people of faith and spirituality, who demonize the police but protect criminals at the expense of law-abiding Americans, who believe in open borders, who weaponize the national security state to go after their political opponents, and above all, who are dragging us ever closer to nuclear war." Now, I believe in a government that's of the people, by the people, and for the people. Unfortunately, today's Democratic Party does not. Instead, it stands for a government that is of, by, and for the powerful elite. Now, I'm calling on my fellow common sense, independent-minded Democrats to join me in leaving the Democratic Party. If you can no longer stomach the direction that the so-called woke Democratic Party ideologues are taking our country, then I invite you to join me.